Hi guys, welcome to Snake Nook. I'm Vanny and my lovely co-host is Autumn. She's my almost 3-year-old royal python. She's going to be helping me out with today's intro and outro. Thank you so much for stopping by Snake Nook, and the topic of this video is, why does your royal python fast? What's going on when your royal python is fasting, and what you should be careful with when they are fasting. Stay tuned. I have been starting, stopping, pausing, starting, stopping, restarting, pausing this video. I can't keep my thoughts in order because for one, I didn't write notes for myself, and she's getting pretty antsy with me. We've been trying to film this video now for I want to say maybe 30 minutes, and so she's ready to go do something. Autumn, just be a little patient with me. I'm gonna be quick about this. So I wanted to talk to you guys about royal python fasting. One thing that people mention when it comes to royal pythons or ball pythons is that they are finicky eaters, that they are picky. That's really what I hear, picky. Ball pythons are picky. If you get a ball python, be prepared because they're going to be picky eaters. Well, some individual ball pythons may have a preference for mice. Some may have a preference for rats. So I suppose in a way they are a bit, I guess we could call them picky eaters. Could we not, Autumn? Autumn does not like mice, and I've offered her mice occasionally. She won't take them. She only wants rats. But Autumn is currently fasting, and she's done so the past couple of feeds. She has not taken, she looks interested, but then at the last minute, she does not take the prey. So yeah, sometimes they can be a little picky because they do prefer a prey item over, well, it's like her, she prefers rats. Cyclone, and insert Cyclone picture somewhere. Cyclone, he prefers mice, so he's a mouser. And that's just how it is with them. So when they are eating consistently, they do have a preference for what kind of rodent they're gonna wanna eat. So I suppose they are somewhat picky eaters. But really and truly, guys, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is that royal pythons go through seasonal fasting. So these pythons naturally go off food, and maybe not every single one, because insert another photo here or somewhere I'm gonna have a picture of Whirly, and Whirly's 4 years old. I've had her since she was about 8 or 9 months old, and Whirlwind has never skipped a meal, not really. If she has not eaten, if she has skipped a meal, which has been rarely, it has been because she's like deep in shed when it has been time to eat. But she's 4 years and she's eaten every single time. And the person that we got her from said that she was a great eater, so no problems there when she was younger either. So with Whirly, if she were my only royal ever, I would not know what it is like to deal with a fasting royal. But in the case of Autumn, she has fasted for up to about 2 months, and that's not that bad. Mind you, I do have another little dipper. He has gone several months without eating. As a matter of fact, we're currently going through that right now. It has been several months, about 6 months now, and I think in 6 months he's only had 1 meal. Stormy has fasted for up to 4 months, and in those 4 months she will only have the 1 meal as well. So Stormy just broke her fast last night. Last night was feeding night, and I offered her a small rat. She can eat a little bigger, but I offered her a small rat just in case she didn't want to take it, but she took it, so that's good. She's no longer fasting, but Little Dipper did not eat, and he's been fasting longer. And I offer him mostly mice because I know that's what he likes, but he has also been offered rats just in case his taste buds change. So he's still fasting, so no eating yet. And then Tempest is another one. Tempe, we'll put a pic of Tempe up here somewhere for you guys. Tempest has also done some fasting, short-term fasting. But like Autumn and Tempest are the ones that have only fasted for maybe a month, maybe 2 at the most, and then they'll go back on food. So this girl is doing really, really well, except the past couple of feedings, she decided not to eat. And she's almost 3 years old. And so that's fine. If she's only missing it. The random noise, that was my dog. But back to what I was saying, and I think I just lost the thought. Gosh, what was I saying, Autumn, before Harley walked by making all kinds of doggly sounds? Oh, well, anyway, Autumn has been on short-term fasting and usually gets offered a feeder just to see if she's gonna take it or not. So that was another point that I wanted to make with royal python fasting, is that sometimes the fast periods change. Sometimes they are only as long as a month or 2 or even 3, and then they can get longer, 4 months, 5, 6 months even, or even longer. So I'm hoping Dipper will soon take a meal, because enough is enough, Dipper, enough is enough, you have to eat. I'm gonna take Dipper out for the next couple of sections. I need to give my arm a bit of a break. So I'll be right. I'm back with a snake. This time it is Dipper. I lied a little, guys. I guess that Autumn is not going to be here for the outro. It's going to be Dipper. So he's also my co-host. So Dipper has been fasting for for a long time, for what is for me a very long time, because he's been fasting now for about 6 months. And prior to these 6 months, he kind of did some short-term fasting. And so, as a matter of fact, in the last 5 months or so, he's only had the 1 meal. And that's going to bring me to this point I want to make next. And another point is that they are seasonal fasters because of the breeding season. So they naturally and instinctively know that it is breeding season, and so they'll go off food. Another thing with fasting that we have to keep in mind with our royals and with other pythons as well, other boas, and really with any type of snake, is that their body, their digestive system, their metabolism, they are cold-blooded animals. All of that factors into why they eat whole prey. So they need to consume whole prey. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the royal python. So I mentioned to you that Dipper has had the 1 meal in about 5 months or so. I'm gonna say about 5 months. I think that's how long it's been. About 5 months he's had the 1 meal. And that 1 meal has sustained Dipper, because what goes on when these guys are fasting is that their metabolism gets really, really slow. It is completely slowed down low. And their metabolism is going to help them survive the fasting period, because these animals naturally fast during the mating season or the breeding season. They have to have stores within their body that is helping to fuel their systems. And so that is where the metabolism going really, really slow is going to help keep them alive. But they need to consume whole prey items. And I bring that up because I've seen some videos here and there, different channels, people offering their snakes sausages. I don't want to mention any brands because I'm not trying to say anything negative about any brands of anything, but there are some sausages for snakes, and you know how it is. It becomes a trend, and all of a sudden everybody wants to feed their snakes this trendy little sausage. And that's great and all for the people making that business, for those companies that are offering those sausages that contain, I think it's various types of protein, like maybe quail and rat and so I don't know the contents of the sausages, but based on what I've heard on the channels that I've seen them on, it seems like people are going for a variety in order to offer their snake the best, I guess, possible meal. But you have to keep in mind, especially if it's the breeding season or your snake is going to go into fasting, you know that you got to know the pattern. Your snake will give you a heads up on what's happening. If you know that your snake tends to fast around the fall season, winter season, somewhere there, mid-fall to mid-winter, or the beginning of winter through part of the spring, or whenever it is that your snake is fasting, you have to be aware that it could be that last feeder that they took before they go into fasting that's going to keep them fueled for the next few to several months. And they really do need that whole prey item. They're going to use up the different parts of the prey in sequence. It'll be they'll use up like the fat the fat of the prey first, and then the protein and even the bones are used, turned into calcium, guys. So it is very, very important that you feed your animals well while they're eating this type of animal, in particular the royal python, and other pythons or snakes that you have that are seasonal fasters, or that they're just fasting for a few weeks or several months or however long it is. You know your snake best. So if you think that they're going to be going into fasting mode pretty soon, then make sure they get a nice whole prey item. Most people typically do feed their snakes like rodents, mice, quail in whole form. So I'm not telling you not to purchase these sausages. I'm just telling you that for this type of snake that's going to go into seasonal fasting, that one whole prey item is what's going to keep them going for a long time. And they need it to be in whole form so that their body and their metabolism, their digestive system can do what it needs to do and keep them going for that period of time that they are not going to be eating. So just wanted to give you all a heads up about that. Wanted y'all to be aware that your snakes need to eat whole prey item. So you definitely want to make sure that they are getting a whole prey item. Okay, so basically that's what I wanted to discuss with you guys when it comes to royal python fasting. Yes, some of us have snakes that prefer mice, some prefer rats. Mostly when there's a preference, they tend to be mousers, but every now and then you will get a royal that maybe just wants to eat rats. And then there are some royals that may never fast. And then there are some that will fast for long periods of time, and some that are only gonna fast for a few weeks, a month or two, which is a relief really when they're only fasting for a couple of months and then they go back on food. But when they fast for longer periods, that can be concerning. So we're keeping a close eye on Mr. Dipper because he has been fasting for over 5 months now, or at least 5 months. He did have the one meal, and he also went potty. So that metabolism is at work, guys. That proves that the metabolism is at work. I want to say that a couple weeks ago, he went potty, and he had not eaten anything in at least 2 months or so, maybe even 3. So Mr. Dipper, where was that mouse this whole time? Anyway, guys, I hope this information has been helpful, especially if you have a royal or royals, or if you are planning to get a royal and you just wanted to get some more information on fasting, why they do it, what's going on, and what you should look out for. And so just be aware that if you're going to, what you're going to be feeding your snake, and if you're going to look into feeding your snake sausages, just be aware that they're going to fast if it's that time of the year, and they're going to need whole prey item. Well, thank you so much, guys, for staying with us. We appreciate your company here at Snake Nook, and we certainly hope to see you here again next time. If you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? And if you haven't liked this video, please do so before you leave. We thank you for your company. We hope to see you here again next time. Y'all have a good one. Bye.